Hi there, Karen here. Thank you for joining me today. I thought today I'd do a little flip through of my December Daily album from last year. I've done December Daily for the last 2 years. On both occasions it was rather last minute and unplanned. In fact, I didn't start the first time until about the 13th of December, and then I suddenly decided just to go for it. So that's my first effort, but I thought the one I do with go through with you today is the one from last year, where I did put a little bit more thought into it. I didn't buy a kit for either album. Didn't feel that it was needed. I have so much stuff in my stash that it worked out fine, certainly the first year. And all I bought last year was a 6x6 paper pad from the Pinkfresh Studio Oh Joy collection. I already had some of the ephemera, and I think I already had some of the puffy stickers. So to add to that, I also bought a little pack of washi tape, and you can see I used nearly all of that. I also had the gold foiled phrase stickers from the same collection, which again I used quite a lot. I've got a few left, but I used a lot of those. And I used white cardstock, and that's mainly the white cardstock, and the little 6x6 paper pad was all I needed to make my journaling cards, and that was really fun to do. I also used quite a few punches. I've got a nice Christmas tree punch, and I used these two star punches, and I used some washi tape. And that was all I needed really, and it was really fun to do. I'm not going to do one this year. This is why I thought I'd just share this with you from last year. So I'll just start and go through and explain how I put it together. And this first page, I did buy, I think, about 4 pages of the 12 by 12 papers as well, so I could do some of these 6x8 pages. Or this isn't actually from that collection, this was a page I had in my stash, and because it was all red, because I decided to stick with the colour scheme from the collection, the Oh Joy collection, which was red, black, white and turquoise, and the album is a lovely turquoise album from Becky Higgins. I just decorated it myself. There's just some little plastic snowflakes in the shape of the tree, some sequins, and some of these are just thickers from my stash, and that's what I used for all the numbers of the days. You really don't need to buy it all matchy in a collection. It's actually more fun to create it yourself and make it a bit more individual, I think, and use up what you've got already in your stash, because I don't tend to use a lot of numbers on the thicker sheets, although I've got loads of them, so this is a really good chance to use them up. Okay, so this is the front page, and it just says December Story. That's one of the puffy stickers from the collection, and I think I just cut this out, made a little layer, some paper layers just to decorate the front page, and use some of the phrases. It says dreaming of a white Christmas, and it's the most wonderful time of the year. So that pretty much says all you need to say about this. And on the back of that, because there was a page in the 6x6 pad with all the numbers leading up to Christmas, I suppose like the Advent numbers, I decided to make a little Advent calendar on this page. Made the December calendar. Had to cut them down quite a lot because they didn't really fit terribly well as they were. So I cut them right down, but I managed to fit them all on up to page number 25. I made a little Advent calendar for the inside of the page, of that front page. And then this is day one. Both my day ones, when I looked back, I'd done the same thing, because always on the 1st of December I get out the Christmas earrings. So that's what I've recorded on my first day, and I bought myself a new pack. So that's my the first page on the 1st of December. This is just a white card I made. I stamped and embossed this gorgeous bauble with some glitter gold. I think it's probably the only gold I used in the album. I mainly stuck with silver. But that number 1, so I've got a gold number 1, and then I just made this 4x6 card and journaled that this is first day, so the earrings have come out. On day 2, wasn't very exciting. It's early December, not doing very exciting things at this stage, so I've just recorded myself going to the dentist and going to have a blood test. That's the sort of thing I do on a Friday morning. And also decorated some. I covered my placemats in some shiny paper, so I recorded that. I did that on that day as well, so they're ready for Christmas. Using some washi, some glittery washi, some little bits and pieces that I had in my stash to decorate. And then on the third day, we spent the morning putting the tree up. Well, my husband put the tree up ready for it to be decorated on the Sunday the next day. And in the afternoon, I was preparing some food. This was actually, I think this is some parsnips I was roasting, because we were going to visit some friends in the evening. There's a whole bunch of us that meet in each other's houses once a year for a Christmas meal, 15 of us. So everybody brings part of the meal. So it's not all relying on the host to create the whole meal for 15 people. So everybody brings part of the meal. So I was there preparing the bit that we were bringing for that evening. So that was in the afternoon. And then this is the evening when we were at our friends, and so I've taken lots of small pictures. I used the 6x8 so I could fit on as many small pictures as I could of us having people arriving, talking, chatting, eating, just having some fun. And then a few more pictures here. This is 3x3s and little 2x2 pocket cards of my husband enjoying. We all take a Secret Santa gift. They're usually something silly, usually children's toys, and we all have a bit of a laugh playing with them. And this is what was going on here. And so these are just pictures of us. We did some selfies and just some fun pictures. So that was on the Saturday. This was on the 4th. I did put the 4 right on top of the pocket page here. I thought rather than I couldn't sort of find a way to stick it on one of the cards, so I just popped it right in the middle. So that's now 4th of December, and I'm decorating the tree on my own for the first time in probably 30 years. Ever since the children have been small, they've always helped with the tree, and the last few years they've pretty much taken over the tree, and I haven't had much of a look in. And this was the first time I'd actually been decorating it all by myself, which kind of was a bit strange, but it was quite nice in a way to do it myself and put everything where I wanted it. So I've just recorded the fact that it's the first time in a long time that I've done it myself. And these are just some 3x4 cards, again, that I've made out of the paper pad. This is one made out of just plain white card. These two are recording. This is my desk at work that I always decorate myself every year, do a little tree, put a bit of tinsel around my computer, and so I just recorded that. And when I got home, I put up the wreath on the front door and put some lights around in the kitchen. So bit by bit, because I didn't manage to get everything done the day before, so just adding a few extra bits on that day. I've recorded here posting my Christmas card. I've actually took a selfie of myself posting my cards in the letterbox. There we are. This is them ready to go. This is them going in the letterbox. And this is I've took a photograph of the cards that I've made, all 2 of them. I don't really make Christmas cards much anymore, but there's a couple of occasions when we need to take a homemade one, so I took a photo of the ones I made. And this is my eldest daughter, who'd been taken on a surprise trip to Toronto by her boyfriend. They went for 4 days, and he booked the whole thing without her knowing. And here they are in the CN Tower on their surprise trip. So I had to record that because it was quite a special trip. She was completely blown away by the whole thing. And there's a couple more pictures of them here on their trip, on their visit to Canada. This is actually a photograph of me starting the December Daily. I actually photographed myself. So it was the 7th of December when I actually started doing this. So I got out the punches, as you can see here. There's the punches that I've used. And I've just started doing the first few pages, and then I photographed what I was doing to show that's when I started. And then just a few little bits about... we were decorating, getting the table ready. It's coming up for the weekend again, and we'll be having a family party with my sister and her family. So this was decorating the table, and then some of the food that I cooked, and sort of explaining what's happening this weekend. So another journaling card, again using just plain white card. Usually I did a bit of an edge around it in whatever colour. Either it would be silver. Some of them have got silver around the edge, silver outlining. This one I used a turquoise pen, and this one a red pen. some washi. These cards are so much fun to make. These just add a plain white card, and you can do what you like. And then you can stick with the colour scheme that you've chosen, and with a few bits of washi and some puffy stickers or whatever. Here we are, is the little washi here from the pack that I bought, and you can make them however you like, and they're really fun to do. And here we are. There's me cooking up a storm in preparation for the whole family arriving. There was going to be quite a big crowd of us, and here we are. This is another type of card that I quite enjoy making, where it looks like there's with the red and white candy cane stripe around the edge. I quite enjoyed doing those. I did a few of those with just doing the stripes around the edge with some pro markers. That was fun. I think they look quite cool. And here's a little tree that I punched out, a couple more trees punched out here, all from the same paper pad, so keeping everything coordinated. So lots of pictures of all of us eating and having some fun. And here's my eldest looking very chilled. She must have had some wine at this point. And so I thought it'd be nice to do a couple of bigger pages with the two girls. So I've got a picture of Jenny here, and then on this one I've got a nice picture of Hannah looking really happy. She's just opened her Secret Santa gift. We all just did one Secret Santa gift, and everybody got something, and that was really fun. And so that's that page. So every now and again I put in a 6x8 pack because it just changes it up a bit. It's nice to have lots of little pictures so you can get as much in as you can, but every now and again just nice to have one big picture just to mix it up. And I always like having a big picture of my girls anyway. So here's a few more pictures of everybody opening their Secret Santa gifts. And here we all played some games at the end of the afternoon, and we're all clearly concentrating very hard on what we're doing. And then so that was the Saturday. On the Sunday, Hannah and George went and got their own little Christmas tree and decorated it, and Jenny and Gary decorated their tree. So that was the weekend they did theirs, while we were recovering from the busy day the day before. I've written here just chilling, because you can't be doing something every day. It was the next day, and sometimes you just have to record that you haven't really done very much that day, but it's nice just to record that anyway. Just as I do a little filler card here. It wasn't much to say, but you can still have fun decorating it with bits and pieces and washi and stars. And then on the next day we went out for a Christmas meal with all my scrapbooking friends that we go to a club every week, and so we all went out. Every year we go out for a lovely Christmas meal. More punched out Christmas trees, and lots of pictures just of us having a fun time. Then the next day my husband had to get dressed up to go on his Christmas outing. He hates dressing up in his dicky bow, but he looked very smart there. I thought these are just little fillers really. There wasn't much going on during this week, so I just photographed some of the decorations from our tree and cut them really small and popped them in there as little fillers, and then create a little Christmas tree from washi tape here. Sometimes just making these little filler cards is as much fun as doing the rest of it, so I really enjoy doing those. So that was just a few days when there's not a lot going on really. Most of the activity was always at the weekend, so you can't kind of create things out of nothing. But I just took a few pictures just as sitting around doing very little. Christmas jumper day here, so I've got my Christmas jumper on, and then we went out in the evening to a Christmas carol concert at Southwark Cathedral. These are just some pictures of us at the cathedral, enjoying a beautiful carol concert. This was a day trip to Norwich to meet our friends. This is Richard on the train, very happy because he's got a coffee. Doesn't do very well if he hasn't had his lunchtime coffee. So we had a day in Norwich with our friends here, and just wandering around having a nice lunch. Sunday, Hannah popped home and had a bit of a poke under the tree, as she likes to do. So there's just another filler card here just to fill the space. Another fun one with the red and white stripes. Another Christmas meal. And this says how many Christmas meals we have before Christmas. There's another one with another group of friends in the pub. And now we're getting quite near to Christmas, so all my final preparations are just being recorded, finishing wrapping up all the presents here. And the 21st, this was my last big shopping trip, so I took a picture of my shopping trolley. So it's absolutely stuffed to the gunnels with all the stuff that we need for Christmas for the last minute shopping. Couple of crackers that I made as gifts for our niece and nephew. And this was a parcel that arrived from my friend in Germany, arrived just before Christmas, so I took a picture of that. And I think that evening was the last quiet evening before Christmas started, so we had pizza and wine just to chill out before Christmas began. Started getting this is turning my craft room into a bedroom. We have got a sofa bed in there, and we had to clear away a lot of my crafting stuff for the Christmas duration, and get the bed made up so that my brother-in-law had somewhere to sleep. So that was all on the 23rd. And then this was everybody arriving on Christmas Eve. So I just took pictures of everybody as they came through the door. So my daughter the youngest daughter was the first to arrive, and her boyfriend had gone off to stay with his parents. And then my elder daughter turned up with her partner, and that was the first time he'd spent Christmas with us. And then my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law arrived last. And this was all on Christmas Eve. So this is us preparing food to cook the next day, and lots of cooking going on for the Christmas Eve meal that the two girls do between them these days, or have done the last couple of years. They prepare the meal for Christmas Eve together, and obviously a bit of supervision going on. But I don't think he was being very helpful. I think it was just supervising there. And this is Jenny showing off her beautiful cake that she'd made, and getting the turkey ready for the next day. Jenny was showing Hannah how to get it stuffed so that she could do it for us when Jenny's not around. And just a few pictures from that evening, having our meal and then playing some games afterwards. Christmas has arrived. Everybody's happy. Nice big picture of the Christmas tree with all the presents underneath. And then this is just Christmas Day, opening presents, everybody's happy. Just lots of little pictures. There's not a great deal to say, not a lot of journaling needed, just a small 3x3 journaling card. Just saying that Hannah's handing out the presents, and there's just mainly photographs just fitting into all these little 3x3 and 2x2 pocket pages. This is us having our Christmas meal. These particular pocket page is 4x4s and a 2x8, so it's quite a difficult one to use. So I decided to use it, and I've got a few of them, and I don't use them very often, but I use it for some journaling, and that seemed to work quite well on that side. And then on that side I just cut some small photos and just popped them along. And then a couple of bigger ones, these are the 4x4s. This is us playing a game on Christmas evening. Boxing Day, we always have a Boxing Day walk. We went for a walk in the woods. So that was on this day, and Hannah's boyfriend drove from his parents to join us for the walk and for the rest of the day. And here we are, just more photographs. The day is not, these because we do the same thing every year, there's not a great deal of journaling required for the 2 days of Christmas. And then this was just a couple of days after Christmas, going to visit the cemetery where my parents are buried. Doing a bit of, he's preparing some lino to be laid. I know it looks a bit strange, he's lying down, but it was a bit curled up, so he was trying to flatten it down. It didn't really work. And then the kids went off back to visit his parents on the 28th. So they were off saying goodbye. Took a picture of them waving goodbye. I took a picture of them arriving, so I took a picture of them leaving. And this is right at the end, coming to the end of the month. And this is New Year. It's New Year's Eve. We're having our bit of Prosecco and watching the fireworks on the TV. And that's the end of the album. So it was really fun to make. I made a real point of trying to get this done by the end of January. I think both albums I managed to finish by the end of January, because I really couldn't bear the thought of it carrying on any longer. It takes quite a long time to do. It's quite time consuming. It's fun and it's lovely to have as a record, but it does take you away from doing anything else, any other kind of scrapping. It's all about getting the album finished, which I was glad I did it, and I really enjoyed doing it and making all the cards. And I love the fact that it's all quite uniform in the colour scheme without it being too uniform in the style. And it was, you know, I was able to do quite a lot of individual stuff that but it's quite an undertaking. So I'm not going to do it this year because I don't feel I'm not going to do anything particularly different this year to what we did last year. So I hope you enjoyed looking at this. Perhaps it'll inspire you a little bit to have a go. Don't need a kit, I don't think. I think you can do it with quite limited supplies and have a lot of fun doing it yourself. So thank you for joining me, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. Bye for now.